get himself all set up, ready to go, and after a pretty drab and dreary first half, not particular in terms of exciting things for Paul to talk about, but probably the best opportunity of the game fell to Antonio Diaz, and it was a brilliant cutback from Ayo. Did so well on the left-hand side, nutmegged one of the Berkhamsted players, had a little bit of luck as the ball rebounded off of the defender back onto Ayo and found himself dribbling straight through on the left-hand side in the box. Cut the ball back to Diaz, whose thunderous effort from close range hit the crossbar. And Paul, other than that, haven't had a huge amount of exciting opportunities to talk about. Berkhamsted have been disciplined, well organised, and no surprise they find themselves in a good position in the league, 8th in the league table at the start of play today. And definitely look like they want to come here and get an upset, potentially get a point, but maybe look for more as they look to make a substitution. Start the second half. It should be, yeah. Red and white stripes playing from left to right. Berkhamsted in their yellow and blue kit. Number 16 coming on for Berkhamsted. Looking at my sheet, that is Billy Basari coming onto the mix, probably just to try and ruffle a few feathers. And obviously Paul having a fantastic campaign, but with the news at half-time that Gloucester are winning comfortably at home against Wimborne, I'm sure that Pat and Joe will be desperate to match them and keep their place in the league table.
Well, now back. Good afternoon, welcome back for the second half of Poole Town against Berkhamsted. You may have noticed on it's looking slightly different for the second half. I'm joined by George Fullerton. George,
slightly less attractive.
On the near side. If you are just joining us here, it is currently 0-0. You may see a slightly different camera position because the rain is still heaving down on our commentary and on the Tatnam surface. A packed out shed end over there, which is always fantastic to see.
Yeah, I think the elements have helped us with that, Connor, because a lot of people have got no choice really. First half, it was really nice to see so many people gathered around the grounds, all different sections of the ground, but yeah, there's a lot more people now in the sheds and around the grounds. Giving some vocal support early on in this drab start to the second half otherwise. But hopefully there'll be a little bit more energy and enthusiasm in our play. I think the first half we were a little bit passive at times and second balls weren't really coming off for us.
Well, hopefully you can hear me. There could be a chance here for Paul. We just had to readjust our commentary because of the rain hitting our commentary equipment, which does mean we now will be speaking into our phone for the rest of today's game, which is always fantastic to see, isn't it, George?
Yeah, well, you just got to roll with the punches, don't you, Connor? At the end of the day, it's not ideal, but with this much rain coming down, the the equipment's bound to take a battering a little bit. It's on Owen Dorr. Nearly got his pass wrong there. Parks just clears it away. The number 9 nearly latched onto it. And now Paul trying to counter. And the Berkhamsted defender slices it wide onto the left-hand side. And the defender, the number 3, just slows things down a little bit. And it's with Berkhamsted's number 6, James Gertie, who plays it to the right-hand side to Pierce Mitchell. Not just taking the time, slowing the game down. After a little bit of a frantic period of play there. It's once again over with Gertie, who will look to carry the ball forward, travels and then plays it into the middle of the park. They do really well there to set the ball, but the longer ball over on the right-hand side is dealt with well by Dan Carr, and Billy Lowe's now battling away in the centre of the park and wins the ball, plays it into Ayo and draws the foul. And it will be a free kick to Poole Town as Ayo uses his muscle just to shield the ball, and as he tries to turn away from the defender pulls him to the ground. And Poole now just taking a moment just to get themselves reset up, get their shape again, as Owen Dorr restarts the play, goes to Billy Lowe's and returns the ball back, and now it's on the right hand side to Corey Jordan, who assesses his options. Poole in no rush in the second half as Owen Dorr now plays the ball through the middle. Shaquille Gwengwe does really well to dart away from the number 8 for Berkhamsted, plays it onto the left hand side. Henry Spalding now with the ball on the left hand side, does well to cut inside away from the defender, plays it into Ayo, who just uses that muscle to take away two defenders, and then plays it into Billy Lowe's now. Gets the ball back to Ayo. Ayo looking to take his man on, cuts inside, looking for options. Once again, 2 defenders after him, but he managed to shrug them off. The referee blows up for a free kick on the left-hand side, just on the edge of the box. And it will be a free kick for Poole Town. Left-hand side of the penalty area. And the referee now just looking like he's ready to show a yellow card to a Berkhamsted player. Maybe not though, maybe just having a chat. But he's writing a name down. Could well be the substitute who just came on.
Well, Poole Town do have a free kick on the edge of the area here. A chance for us to get the ball across the face of goal potentially. Big warm welcome to everyone joining us for the second half. It is still goalless here between the two sides. We now have a free kick and a chance for us to put the ball into a dangerous area. It will be Dan Carr to take. Still goalless here as it stands. Dan Carr with the free kick. Carr whips the ball into the air. Really good ball in there. It's fired all the way through. I think it may go out of play for a Poole Town throw. And in the attacking third here, it's a dangerous free kick, that, George.
Yeah, really good ball in, whipped in with pace. And Poole just weren't able to get enough on it. Skimmed the forehead of one of our players. And we've now won a corner on the right-hand side. Connor Dankard as well there just to shield the ball. Plays it off a Berkhamsted player. And now, corner on the right-hand side, looking to be taken by Henry Spalding with the in-swinger.
Henry Spalding with a chance here to get the ball into the air as the rain continues to pour. Spalding whips the ball into the air. Really good ball in there, and it's headed just over the bar by Antonio Diaz. I mean, that's a really good opportunity at the start of the second half there, George.
Yeah, it's a really good opportunity for Diaz. The second big chance of the game he's had. This one obviously a lot harder than the first one where it was cut back from AO on the left-hand side. This time, a lovely corner in at the near post, and Diaz just gets a good header on it. It goes just over the bar. Don't think the keeper would have got to it, to be honest. It was a really good header, good pace on it, good direction, but just not quite the right height.
It was not far away at all there by Antonio Diaz. If you are just joining us here, now played 50 minutes at Tattenham. Poole Town 0, Berkhamsted 0 as it stands. And that shed end is absolutely packed over there. I mean, that is quite some sight, to be fair, George.
Yeah, it's just what we need, I think. This second half with the fans obviously behind the goal, Poole attacking that way. Just need a bit of a boost, bit of a lift as we get towards the end of the season. There's not many games left to go now, and obviously everyone knows that the title is probably out of reach with Walton now with game in hand, 9 points clear of us, and the teams around us are obviously of a very high standard. It's going to be a case of probably just trying to go into the playoffs in the best position you can, but finishing as high as we can obviously is a priority.
Without a doubt, AO trying to set it back to Billy Lowe's, and Berkhamsted are driving forward here through their number 4, Adam Watkins. Good ball in behind. Here's JJ Lacey with the chance. It's a big stop by Adam Parks to deny him. I mean, that's a huge chance for Berkhamsted to take the lead in today's game.
Yeah, and Adam Parks obviously had a fantastic weekend last time, didn't he, with that Basingstoke game. It was penalty heroics, but that was another brilliant moment from our number 1. Just made the angle really tight for the Berkhamsted player. Came out, made himself big and blocked the shot really well.
Throwing on the far side for Berkhamsted. Here's their number 10. Surrey's enjoyed quite a lot of the ball so far. Good ball into the area, and it's really good defending back there. Still alive here for the visitors, and Harvey Slade comes across the cover. Spalding onto Diaz now. Poole breaking forward. Could be a 2-on-2 if we get it right here. And Diaz just couldn't find the way through. And now Berkhamsted end-to-end action at the moment. There could be a chance here for Blake inside the area. Still Blake plays it in behind and only into the hands of Adam Parks. I mean, that's a huge chance for Adam Parks and a huge chance for Poole to hit them on the counter there.
Yeah, I think Berkhamsted's Blake, the number 11, just panicked a little bit there. Maybe assumed there would be a runner like overlapping, but there wasn't, and obviously just dribbles into the hands of Parks. But it's been a weird game, Connor, to be honest. Like Berkhamsted had probably had, you'd say, the lion's share of the opportunities, but you know, we've had a couple of really good chances, probably the best chance of the game. Best clear-cut chances anyway, but it's a cruel thing about football, isn't it? Berkhamsted will probably come away today if they don't get anything thinking, yeah, we've probably been the better team. But we've got it in us to go and win this game because we've got quality on the bench and we have players that out of nowhere can produce moments of magic, so just need something to come off for us sooner rather than later.
Talking of that bench, we do have the likes of Chris Campbell, Charlie Davis, IK Hill, Slimside, Jamie Wiskin on the bench too. I mean, there's so many players on that bench that can come on and impact this game. We've obviously got a lot of quality out on the field at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if the likes of Slimside and IK Hill, maybe even Chris Campbell, do come on around the 60th minute mark for maybe Henry Spalding and Diaz.
Yeah, no, they're real game changers, aren't they? Like the quality that they have. in the attacking areas of the pitch. Salim, obviously, we know what he can do in that number 10 position. Chris Campbell's a very versatile player, offensively and defensively. And IK Hill, you know, obviously had a little bit of a spell where he wasn't as effective, but recently has been brilliant for us. And some people, including myself, might have been a little bit surprised seeing him on the bench today, but you know, great to have those options.
Dan Carr playing it round the corner. Really good ball into Diaz. Slightly hefty challenge there. Diaz does well to evade it. Good ball into the air. Gwengwe's header into the hands of Charlie Horlock. A big chance there for Gwengwe. It was kind of hanging up in the air, wasn't it, for our number 9, and he just couldn't generate enough power on it to direct it past the goalkeeper, but a good chance nonetheless.
Yeah, and it's tough, isn't it, in those moments where the ball just hangs up. As a striker, you really want to be coming onto it. You want the ball to do the work, but he was having to generate a lot of power himself. But Diaz and Shaq generating a good chance there, and goes to show, like, this sort of game, we've got two good teams. It is going to be a tight one today. You could see it being a 0-0 or a 1-0, to be honest.
You say that, but I do think, especially now in the second half, it has been quite end-to-end so far. I wouldn't be surprised if there were a few goals in this game, hopefully in Poole Town's favour, especially with that shed end encouraging the Poole Town lads out there today. If you are just joining us here, it is still 0-0 between Poole Town and Berkhamsted at the moment. 55 minutes played on the clock. Ball flicked round the corner. Owen Dorr comes across the cover. Here's Ayo now. Ayo looking to turn away from his man. Really good work from Ayo, and he's gone down under the challenge. That will surely be a free kick on the far side, and the referee does pull it back for a foul on Ayo there.
He's the sort of player that just causes chaos, isn't he? You know, he's a very, very quick player. He's got good strength about him as well, and I think the defenders have a real hard time with dealing with him, especially because you've noticed Berkhamsted have deliberately put two players on him at all time. And obviously that's really good for us in a way, because it just means they're dragging players away from Ayo. And if Ayo moves the ball well enough, or you know, gets into good positions, then you think that we could create space in more offensive areas, like towards the centre, for example. So I just hope that we utilise that. The fact they are really targeting Ayo, they obviously have identified him as a key player in terms of his pace and his power.
Berkhamsted did well to defend that free kick there, and now looking to break forward. Dan Carr trying to get back into position. Still goalless here at Tattenham. Here's James Gertine for the visitors. Goes all the way back to Charlie Horlock. Gertine again. Launches it forward for the visitors. A little bit of a slip there from the number 9. Dorr into Billy Lowes. Lowes onto Ryan Campbell. As he finds Owen Dorr. Dorr launching over the top. Really good ball. Looking for Dan Carr, I think, is a little bit optimistic to try and keep that in play there.
Yeah, it kind of sums up our day really so far, doesn't it? Just, I don't think we're doing enough with the ball to really put Berkhamsted under pressure. You know, don't get me wrong, they're a good team. Obviously they are. Look at the league table, look at the way they played today. They're a good side. You know, we had a really weird time when we played them away from home. You know, I think the first sort of hour of the game we were easily the better team. We were 2-0 up, we were coasting, and then let them back in for the last half hour, and they showed what a decent side they can be. But yeah, we need to be less wasteful in possession. Need to move the ball quicker. I'd love to just see us, especially with this zippy surface, just trying to get the ball from side to side a lot quicker, and just switch the play and just try and stretch them.
100%. There is still plenty of time left in this game to play. We've just hit the 57th minute. Here's Owen Dorr, setting it across to Corey Jordan, centre-half partner today. Jordan plays it down the line, looking for Dan Carr, flicking on to Antonio Diaz now for Poole. Still Diaz driving forward for the Dolphins. Good setback to Harvey Slade on the edge of the area. Still Slade looking to get a shot away. Harvey Slade does just that. Good block by the Berkhamsted defence. I mean, we've seen Harvey Slade score from that sort of range so far this season. He was not far away there. Good defending by Berkhamsted nonetheless. So it goes out of play for a throw.
Strike, but it was blocked really well, to be fair. It was obviously Harvey's left foot. But yeah, you're right, Connor. We've seen Harvey obviously only the other week scored an absolute cracker, didn't he? And yeah, wouldn't have been surprised if we'd found the back of the net. Looks like Horlock, the goalkeeper, is down for Berkhamsted, which at this point of the game could be tactical, but could be legit. seems potentially like a chance just to reconvene. I think Poole have started to get into the game a bit more, haven't they?
Yeah, there is going to be one of those tactical breaks in play here with all the Poole players coming in for a quick chat with Germ Pat. I don't know if, George, you want to get some scores on the doors. 58 minutes play. Wouldn't be surprised if there was a substitute in the offing for the Dolphins. We will have to wait and see as both sets of players over talking with their management staff. I think it's fair to say it's been a really even contest so far in today's game. Not too much to separate the two sides, including the scoreline, as it is still goalless here at the moment.
Yeah, so in terms of the scores in our league, Southern Premier League at the moment, we've got Evesham 0, Sholing 0, Gloucester City 3-0 up at home against Wimborne, Gosport 2-0 up against Dorchester, Hanwell Town 0, Bracknell 0. We've got Havant and Waterlooville 3-2 up against Tiverton. Obviously, Poole Berkhamsted is currently 0-0. Taunton 0, Hungerford 1. Uxbridge 2-0 up at home to Weymouth. Walden Hersham 2-1 up against Basingstoke. And Yate Town 0, Farnham 0. So, at the moment, apart from perhaps the Farnham game, results aren't going brilliantly for us, but still a lot to play for. Half an hour to go, and it looks like Berkhamsted are making another substitution.
This will be Berkhamsted's second sub of the game, with Michael Harding coming onto the field. Billy Basuri also came on at half-time. The goal scorer for them when the sides last met is still on the bench at the moment, and Sean Duadu. As we've now hit the hour mark here at Tattenham. Still 0-0 here between Poole Town and Berkhamsted. As the Berkhamsted number 12 is now on the field. No changes from Joe Lee and Pat Sirachi's side as of yet. Berkhamsted get on with the game. Flicked forward, only to Billy Lowes. Plays it into Ryan Campbell, who gets there first. Good ball over the top, looking for the run of Gwengwe, who's maybe not got involved in the game too much. Well, not as much as he would have liked so far today. Adam Watkins playing it over the top. Good defending by Owen Dorr over there. The visitors still with the ball at the moment. Here's the number 10 now. Sorry, looking to go inside the area. Sets it out wide. Chance to get the ball across, and they do just that. Good ball in there. Headed away by Owen Dorr again. Still 0-0 here at the moment. Here is the Berkhamsted number 3, Lewis Rolfe. Good ball round the corner. Billy Lowes getting a foot in, but it falls back to a Berkhamsted player on the far side. Rolfe trying to flick it round the corner, and Ryan Campbell do his best to keep that in play over on that far side. Does just that and sets it to Owen Dorr, and it's launched out of play on the far side. Poole Town fans once again in fantastic voice in the shed end today, and you are right, George. I think due to the weather and it absolutely hammering it down out there at the moment, a lot of fans have decided that it's not a bad idea standing under the cover in the shed end.
Yeah, we need it though. You know, this second half we just need to wake up, need to liven up. There's half an hour on the clock still to go, but just look a bit sluggish today. Just haven't really offered much on the ball. Just noticed there's been a number of times where we've been on the ball in our own half and we've been trying to work the ball from side to side, and Berkhamsted have been really good, to be fair. They've been very organised. They've not let themselves create gaps, and we've really struggled to break through them. Obviously had a couple of good opportunities when we've really got in their face, and AO's been brave and taken on a couple of players, but I think Pat and Joe will be quite disappointed. I think the last few performances haven't been great. You know, we obviously got results in the last couple of games, which is great, but it's quite typical, isn't it, Connor, for teams in and around the playoffs this time of year to almost switch off a little bit, because you do kind of feel like if there's a runaway team at the top of the league, you're in a good place, then there isn't an awful amount to sort of worry about at this stage, if you get what I mean. And it's very easy mentally to think this is almost like feels like a bit of a warm-up now for the playoffs, rather than, you know, like a league campaign where we're desperately scrapping to survive or to try and win the title or anything like that. So yeah, it's a tough one mentally for us, but we need to get over the line today. If we can get a win today, it doesn't matter how we do it, we'll be happy.
Looks like there will be a double change here for the Dolphins, with IK Hill and Salim Saeed coming on for, I believe it was Henry Spalding and Antonio Diaz. I mean, they're two attacking changes. They're two players you want to bring on the pitch, in all honesty, aren't they?
Yeah, they're both really positive changes, and they're players you'd expect to be in the starting 11. You know, if you think about our best 11, you would probably say Salim and IK deserve to be in it without a doubt. But I think that's the nature of the beast when you've got a squad that's got as many quality players as ours. There's going to be 2 or 3 players on the bench that your eyebrows go up at. But yeah, just really hope they can come on now and grab the game by the scruff of the neck and make a big impact.
Ball is eventually thrown back into play. Campbell into Gwengwe, back to Ryan Campbell. Slightly heavy pass there from Paul Town's number 9. Falls back to Owen Dorr. I think those changes were needed at this point in the game, in all honesty, George. I think they're 2 players you kind of want to bring on to the pitch at this point in the game if they're not starting. And hopefully they'll provide us with a little bit more, maybe an injection of pace going forward, a little bit more creativity in that kind of middle area. Good ball round the corner for Berkhamsted. Hefty challenge, and the referee points to the spot, and Berkhamsted have been awarded a penalty here on the 64th minute, and they now have a huge chance to take the lead. Dan Carr was the man who fouled the Berkhamsted forward in the area. He's been shown a yellow card for the challenge. But what a chance this is for the visitors to take the lead.
Well, it just goes to show, doesn't it, how a game can change so quickly. You know, good ball on the left-hand side. Dan Carr just wasn't keeping up with him. Player had a bit too much pace for him, and then Dan, unfortunately, felt like he had no choice but to go in with the challenge. Unfortunately, it was very unlikely he was going to win the tackle. Probably felt that if he'd let his man go, it would have been almost a certain goal. And takes the man out, gets himself a yellow. It's a penalty for Berkhamsted, and sadly, it puts us in a really bad position now because 25 minutes on the clock. If we go a goal down, then it's going to be really tough to get 3 points. But believe in the group, believe in the team, and also believe in this goalkeeper, Adam Parks. Can he pull out a save?
Well, we've seen Adam Parks do it before. Can he do it again? JJ Lacey steps up and he scores. And Berkhamsted take the lead here at Tattenham against the Dolphins. From the spot, it was JJ Lacey who fired at home. Adam Parks dived the right way, was unable to get anything on it, and it's 1-0 Berkhamsted here.
No, it's a really confident penalty. He strikes it so well, just finesses it side of his foot into the right-hand side of the goal. Not top corner, it's not bottom corner, but it was just hit with enough confidence and pace to beat Parks, who, as you say, Connor obviously made a couple of very good spot kick saves this season, but wasn't going to save that one. It was right in the side netting. It was a really good penalty, but Paul have got to pull their socks up now. At the end of the day, Gloucester are winning comfortably now against Wimborne at home. If we want to come second or third, we need to be picking up wins in games that you'd probably say are winnable. And today, despite the fact Berkhamsted obviously a very good team, good league position, you'd be wanting to get 3 points at home against anyone. So we need to turn it around now. We need to switch on and see what we can do in the last 25 minutes or so. As Paul restart the game now, and Owen Dorr has the ball at centre half. He looks to play it long on the right hand side out to Dan Carr, who will receive the ball, headers it down to Ao, who slips, and the shed erupts. And Dan Carr's done really well there and gets pulled down. Could easily have been a free kick or a penalty there on the right hand side. Harvey Slade now goes down. It's a free kick on the right hand side to Paul. The Shed fans are absolutely fuming about that. I think the referee may be thinking he's just given a penalty down one and he doesn't want to go and give another straight down the other about a minute or two after the previous penalty. But Paul Town now with a good opportunity to get a ball in on the right hand side near the touchline. Salim Said and Dan Carr by the ball.
It certainly is a promising position here for us to try and get the ball across into the area. And will be Dan Carr to take. Definitely in need of a big reaction here after going 1-0 down just a few minutes ago. And will be Dan Carr to swing this one into the area. 67 minutes on the clock. Dan Carr to take. Plays it low, and it's not a great ball in from Paul Town's number 15 there, and it's good hold up from Berkhamsted. Really good work from Billy Lowe's once again. He's definitely been the standout player so far today for Paul. Here's Harvey Slade now. Plays it across. Really good ball into the area. Slim Side on the follow-up. Still alive here. Eo gets the shot away, and it's into the hands of the goalkeeper for Berkhamsted. That's a huge chance, George. A good reaction from going 1-0 down, though.
Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? Because you just think, why weren't we doing this earlier? Really, really frustrating. I think when you think about those opportunities where we get the ball in the box and put a decent shot away, if it goes in the corner, it's an equaliser. But I don't know, I just feel like we're going to rue those missed chances, Connor, aren't we? Especially that one in the first half with Diaz striking the crossbar.
I think it's fair to say there certainly will be more chances in this game for Poole, but we've got to take one sooner or later, especially after going 1-0 down through JJ Lacey's penalty. Ball played down the right-hand side. Ayo looking to get there first. Gwengwe 2. Launched long. Salim Said did well to get his head on that. It's a great touch from him as well. Said holding on to it. Good turn away from his man. Still Said. Skips around another challenge. It's brilliant from him. Ball played out to the left-hand side. And well, I said it was brilliant from him, but it's all a little bit of a commentator's curse there, as he does give the ball away. JJ Lacey now. One back by Ryan Campbell. And to IK Hill round the corner. Still IK. Ayo's in so much space if he can find him. He has found him. Here is Ayo now with a chance to level it back. Tries to cut it back. Falls out to Dan Carr to shoot. Dan Carr does shoot. And it's well held once again by Charlie Horlock in goal. 2 big chances in the last 2 minutes, George.
Yeah, and Dan Carr obviously desperate just to make amends after giving away the penalty. You know, fair play. Many a player has been in Dan's situation and given a foul away when you can't quite get to the ball. But yeah, you can just see that effort there was hit with some venom. It was a low strike. Unfortunately, the run of it just didn't have quite enough pace or direction to trouble the goalkeeper. But Poole are starting to get back into this game, and Berkhamsted just seems like the blood's pumping a little bit. There's some of that discipline they've had in the first opening hour of the game has started to go a little bit since they've taken the lead.
Berkhamsted with the ball on the halfway line at the moment. Brilliant from Slim's side to jump in. He's been great since coming on just about 5 minutes ago. Ryan Campbell now driving forward. Good ball into Gwengwe, who tries to hold it up. Back to Lowe's, hooked over the top. Unable to find anyone in red and white on the far side. Berkhamsted play it down the left-hand side. Owen Dorr comes across to cover, looking for Gwengwe. Doesn't win his header, but it falls back to Harvey Slade. Puts his studs on the ball, brings it under. He's got the option of Dan Carr down the right-hand side. It's a really good ball out to Dan Carr. Poole growing in confidence in this game. Still Carr looking for Ayo. Probably wasn't the best option there. Here's Slade now on the edge of the area. Still Slade. Carr. Dan Carr trying to play it in behind. Falls out to Slim's side on the edge of the area. Still Side. That's a tough challenge there. Referee allows the game to continue. And IK almost got the ball caught on his foot there. And that'll be a yellow card for Shaquille Gwengwe.
Yeah, so frustrating. I feel like sort of reflecting on the goal obviously recently, just thinking about the substitutions and everything. Don't know if we maybe left it a little bit too late, because obviously like you just said, Connor, since Salim's come on he's looked really lively, some really good touches on the ball. See IK Hill, the sort of player, having him on the pitch coming on second half, there's a real threat through him. But Berkhamsted made a change at half time and they made a couple of changes after that as well, and I just feel like those fresh legs on the wings have really paid off for them. Just having that little burst of energy, getting into the box and winning that penalty. It could end up being the deciding factor, but there's still 20 minutes on the clock plus added time. We've got to see what we can do with the remaining time we have, as Ryan Campbell headers it long after the goalkeeper played the ball over the top, and now Berkhamsted regain possession with the number 3. And then play it into the centre of the park. Berkhamsted with JJ Lacey, who scored the penalty, whips it in, and Parks holds onto it well.
Really good goalkeeping there from Adam Parks, just to be able to hold on to that ball into the area. Brilliant from our number 1, Owen Dorr now. Well, just under 20 minutes of normal time left to play here. Lowe's has been caught. JJ Lacey's gone from it. And it falls into the hands of Adam Parks. A little bit of a let-off there for Billy Lowe's. So I've got to say, I think it's been brilliant today, Billy Lowe's. And that's actually probably been my Poole Town man of the match if I had to pick one of the players out there. Here is Lowe's again. Onto IK Hill. Does well to evade one challenge, and it's good work by Berkhamsted to win it back. Play it off IK Hill on the far side, but Said flicking around the corner. Gwengwe gets in front of his man. Still Shaquille Gwengwe goes inside the area now, looks to get a shot away, does, falls to Ayo, and there's the equaliser. And Poole Town are back in this one now. It's level here as Ayo heads home. Brilliant from Shaquille Gwengwe to get there first. He's still down injured at the moment, but Ayo with the final touch, and it's 1-1 here, George.
Come on, it's exactly what we needed. You know, in a game where we've been so frustrated, you know, we've not been playing our best football. Berkhamsted arguably been the better team. They took the lead after a real frustrating moment where we give away the penalty, and you're just thinking at that point, oh, it's going to be one of those games, isn't it, where we're just not going to get anything from it. And you know, it's really funny, Connor, because just as he bounded into the box, I was just about to comment on the fact that Shaq has barely had a sniff today. He's barely had a sniff. He's been finding it really hard. Obviously, he's got a target on his back every single game. He's the top goal scorer in the league, 31 league goals already at this point with quite a few games left to go. I just think it's amazing that he gets the ball there, drives with so much purpose and power. You can see all the extra hard work he's putting in off the pitch. He's a real special breed, isn't he, is Shaquille Gwengwe, and to have done so well there and been resilient enough to battle on, and then the ball just pops up and who's there to nod it in? It's a player who just has those magic moments. It's AO, and it's a great header to put us back to 1-1. And now let's see if we can kick on, Connor, because it looks like we've come to life now.
I've got to say, George, there is 15 minutes still to play here. A big 15 minutes in this game, a big 15 minutes in our season.
Yeah.
But that goal was giving us new life in this one. AO with the final touch, but it was Shaquille Gwengwe who did all the hard work to get in front of his man, get a shot away. A good stop by the goalkeeper, Charlie Horlock, but it fell to the man who you want it to fall to, inside the 6-yard area, and AO just tapped it home, and it's level again, 1-1 here. On the 74th minute at the moment, Charlie Horlock with the ball at his feet. This game really could go either way now, but we've given ourselves a chance in it to go and get the 3 points here. AO looking to bring it under on the far side, does just that onto Harvey Slade, skips round one with ease, and it's actually sat down JJ Lacey there. Billy Lowe's with a really good ball to IK Hill. Paul breaking forward again here. IK Hill down the left-hand side, another hefty challenge to Lim Side, just couldn't get in front of his man there. Berkhamsted win it back. It seems like every time we get the ball and look to go forward, the crowd just erupt, don't they, at this moment in time, George?
Yeah, having that shed, like I said, behind the goal, there's a real buzz, real excitement. The players feed off that, and getting that goal, the players will want to give them the 3 points. They'll want to give them that magic moment, getting another goal and hopefully winning the game. But you can just see now, like, obviously it's a really weird thing to say, but I think Berkhamsted scoring has actually just woken this game up. It was an awful game of football, and now it's really come to life.
This game certainly has come to life, and Poole Town is certainly the team on top at the moment. Ryan Campbell sets it back to Corey Jordan and to Saeed now. Still Salim Saeed looking for the run of AO. It's a really good ball in behind. AO has been brought down onto Dankar, plays it across to Gwengwe, off the bar again. Brilliant chance, Gwengwe on the follow-up, and it's into the hands of Charlie Horlock. What a chance that was, George.
That is honestly it's just one of those moments where you just think it's a dead certain goal. It was like Diaz in the first half when AO cut it across and he thundered it against the crossbar, and we've had the same moment pretty much there, and it's a really horrible moment there actually. AO has done brilliantly to get ahead and win the ball. He's then clattered against the Berkhamsted player he was up against. Sounds like he's in a lot of pain, and the ball's gone out. Carr has whipped it in first time. It's a fantastic low ball, real daisy cutter of a ball to the back post, and yeah, Gwengwe's obviously just got under the ball and unfortunately hit it high enough that it's rattled off the crossbar. And I do feel for AO in the process there. Obviously the referee's done well to play on, gave us the advantage, but if he'd buried that would have been 2-1, and I think at the moment, Connor, we're going to be devastated if we look back on this game and think we've had two certain goals really that we've not scored. I mean, the XG on both of them would have been through the roof. So yeah, I hope AO's okay, but what a great move.
I mean, that really was a huge chance to take the lead in this game. This game has been flipped on its head more than anything. Poole Town are 1-0 down in the 70th minute to Berkhamsted. We've now played 76 minutes, and it's all Poole Town, with the sides currently level at 1 apiece. Berkhamsted are going to make another change, and I think, well, I'll be surprised if AO does continue, because he is down in some real discomfort there. Almost bounced off the back of his head, didn't it? And then it just magically fell to Dankar, while AO's been absolutely clattered by the Berkhamsted defender. Played it across to Gwengwe, and I mean, he'll probably be thinking about that for a long time. The fact he hasn't found the back of
I think
there.
him and Diaz, obviously Gwengwe's scored an absolute bundle of goals, but Diaz has scored a few this season. I think both of them will be having nightmares about those opportunities if we don't get the result. But momentum has massively swung, hasn't it, Connor? When Berkhamsted scored, like I said, it's almost like the blood was rushing a bit, and their discipline seems to have gone out the window a little bit. They just don't seem like they're as solid in the defensive units, and ultimately we're playing through them now. We're finding opportunities, and great moment there. Absolutely brilliant ball from Dankar in from the right hand side. Gwengwe does so well, of course, to get on the end of it and hit a shot with power, but like I say, got under it a little bit too much. It hits the crossbar and we're devastated. But just over 10 minutes to go, added time. Connor, I think there's every chance now we can go on and get the winner, but we need to. Looking at the league table, I'll just load it up now. The likelihood is that come the end of the season, we don't want to be ruined games like this. And Gloucester now taking second place, obviously, at the moment. They're 2 points ahead of us, currently winning 5-0 at home to Wimborne. We'd be obviously sat in third. Farnham currently drawing at the moment. I think they're 0-0 at the moment. Gosport winning as well. They're in fifth. They're on 50 points at the moment if things stand the way they are. Walton and Hersham only 3-2 up now. Actually, Basingstoke have got back into the game quite well. It's Billy Lowe's now. Flicks the ball backwards and Berkhamsted in a good area. We've recovered the ball luckily.
And here is IK Hill looking to drive forward for the Dolphins again. Slightly hefty pass there. It's given away to number 10 of Berkhamsted. Out to the right-hand side. And you're just thinking the amount of chances we've had in the last 5 minutes, if we will rue those chances as the game does go on. I'm sure there will be more chances in this one, but we've got to take the next one in this game. Saeed trying to get in front of his man. Good work by the Berkhamsted midfielder there. Ball round the corner, set back. Slade pressing high. Saeed too, trying to get in front of the Berkhamsted man. And we're still waiting for Ayo to be allowed back onto the pitch here. Berkhamsted goalkeeper playing it short. As Paul continuing to press high at the moment. But we are currently still a man down at the moment. We're still waiting for Ayo to be allowed back onto the field.
Yeah, blood injury, I think.
The referee. Well, it's... We're still waiting for Ayo to be allowed. It's quite comical more than anything. The fact that Ayo hasn't been allowed back onto the field. Eventually the linesman is letting him back on. I mean, that's a bit ridiculous, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you just hear physio Liv Bailey there, just in sort of disbelief, really, that the liner wasn't letting him on. Had to, wipe the blood off his hand herself. Didn't know that was in the job description.
Ball played into the area by Berkhamsted, headed away at the back by Paul Town. Still a chance from the edge, and it's a good shot too. Slade eventually hooks it long, and Dan Carr is going to chase to get there first. He doesn't get there first, and now Berkhamsted can come forward again. Still 1-1 here if you're just joining us. Berkhamsted into the area now. Really good defending by Harvey Slade just to deal with his man over there. Brilliant from Slade again.
Yeah, brilliant. Slade, he's a complete midfielder, isn't he? And on a day like today, it's hard to notice him when there's a bit of just a bit of congestion in the midfield. It's quite a lot of games at this level, isn't it, like that, where you don't necessarily notice the midfielder's quality. But Billy's obviously been hoovering up as he always does, but Slade, he's the Rolls Royce, isn't he, in that team? So well balanced as a midfielder, and you can rely on him.
I mean, he's grown so much as a player over the last 2 or so seasons. Here's Slim side, good challenge there from JJ Lacey, who's, I mentioned early on, he's a bit of a star man in that Berkhamsted side, and he's proved it again today. His work rate off and on the ball is unbelievable, really, for this Berkhamsted side. Ball into Shaquille Gwengwe. Really good hold up from Paul Town's number 9. And he's been caught there, but the referee allowing the game to continue again. There's been a few of those sort of challenges going in today. Berkhamsted, it's a good turn there from their number 8, Carl Brooks. It's a good ball in behind, but Ryan Campbell first to it. I mean, there's challenges flying in left, right and centre, but here's JJ Lacey with a chance for Berkhamsted from the edge. Does get a shot away. Brilliant from Dan Carr to come across and cover. It's frantic at the moment out there, George.
It's just chaos, isn't it? Berkhamsted have, just been driving at us. Momentum has shifted a little bit, but maybe we can go off now. Good touch from Ayo. Plays into Saeed now.
Saeed looking for the run of Gwengwe there, but it was cut out by James Gertie again. Berkhamsted going down the left-hand side up against Dan Carr here, and they've got the ball across into the air. Really good ball at the back stick, and it heads just wide of the post. Goes behind for a goal kick. IK Hill on the ball now. I mean, this is end to end. It's non-stop at the moment. Here's IK Hill. Still driving forward to Paul. Cuts inside on the halfway line. IK sets it back to Harvey Slade, who spotted the run of Dan Carr, and it's a good ball. It's slightly overhit there from Harvey Slade, and he'll be disappointed with himself for that.
Right idea, but with the elements, bit of wind, it sometimes just takes the ball away from where you want it. But it's been like a basketball game, hasn't it, the last 5 minutes, Connor? It's amazing seeing that, though, behind the goal in the shed end. Fans bouncing about, everyone's just trying to create an atmosphere, just trying to suck the ball into that end. It's just moments like this where we need the fans more than ever, don't we? You know, we need the energy levels to be as high as they can.
Hampstead trying to play their way down the left-hand side, and they've got him behind here. Still driving forward into the area now, up against Owen Dorr, taken slightly wide. And it's really good defending from Poole in the end as they can break. Slade brings it under well, skips around his man with ease. Still Harvey Slade, Ayo progressing forward. Here is Ayo now. Sets it back to Harvey Slade, and Poole just slowing the game down a little bit. Dan Carr switched out to the other side, and Slim Side does really well to keep the ball in over there. Still Said on the halfway line. If you are just joining us here, we've played 84 minutes. It's still 1-1. Berkhamsted coming forward again. Looking to drive forward at that back line. And it's a good ball onto the number 15 here, who gets it onto his left foot, does get the shot away. Good block again. Dan Carr hooks it out to IK Hill. Great ball. IK needs to drive forward now and get out of this defensive block at the moment. Still IK Hill past the halfway line. Back inside to Billy Lowe's. Just over 5 minutes to play. Currently Poole Town 1, Berkhamsted 1. IK again. Evades another challenge there. Still IK. Onto Gwengwe. Back to IK inside the air, and he just couldn't get there in time as it goes out for a goal kick. A nice idea though.
Yeah, really good idea. Lovely little 1-2 there, but yeah, just ball span out of play before IK could get on the end of it. I think, to be honest, since IK has come on, he's been a little bit wasteful in possession. He hasn't done a huge amount with it, but we know that he's the sort of player who, when he gets in a good position and he drives at defences, he can cause real issues. So having IK and AO on the field, we've got some really good players that, you know, can cause a huge impact. There's a little bit of an argument going on here on the benches about socks, which is a little bit odd, but
yeah, I was trying to work out what they were actually arguing about there.
Oh, probably the white on the bottom.
Hey, get rid of it! Get him and button it or he's got it!
It's crazy.
Yeah, honestly, I've no idea.
Get him on! Get rid of it! Fuck off! Get him to sit down!
No idea what's going on, in all fairness. Well, goal kick here for Berkhamsted as the game is continuing. Things going on left, right and centre. I have no idea what the announcement was there. I don't know if you heard it at all, George, but
No,
Slim Side playing it forward.
I think
Ayo,
I was just too busy just watching a reality show unfold in front of us.
Slim Side. Still Side, onto Dan Carr. Ayo could be in behind here. Ayo going through down the right-hand side, looking to set it back inside to Slim Side. Inside the area, goes down, and the referee points to the spot, and it's a Poole Town penalty.
Yes, Ian!
Well, everything's going on at the moment, but the referee has awarded a penalty to Poole Town here. Salim Said brought down inside the 18-yard box, and the referee had no choice but to point to the spot.
You know what though, Connor? I'm going to be brutally honest. I didn't think that was a penalty. I'm going to be really honest there. I think he's won that really well. I think he obviously crept into the box with the ball, and then Salim has just basically leapt over the player. Like he's definitely gone for that. And the referee's bought it, and fair play to Salim, because, you know, in this game of football you've got to get what you can, and he's won that. He's won that penalty. So if karma is a real thing, we'll miss, because that's what happened, you know, didn't it, last week when that Basingstoke penalty was never a penalty, and yeah, they obviously missed. But I'm desperate that karma's on our side.
Well, Shaquille Gwengwe with a huge chance to put the Dolphins in front here. We're still waiting. It's James Gertine currently down on the deck receiving treatment from the physio. I mean, I'm surprised the referee didn't stop the play. I'm very thankful he didn't stop the play.
Yeah.
But I did think for a second he was going to pull it back
Yeah.
and just check on the player. But thankfully he didn't. Slim Side inside the air. I mean, doubts over whether it was a penalty or not.
Yeah, it's
George, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. As a Poole Town fan, I could not care less, right? You know, we've got a penalty. I'm buzzing. But as a I guess a respected journalist, I'm trying to look at it as I'm trying to look at it as impartial as I can. But yeah, it's a huge moment now. We need to score, because if we score now, then it genuinely means that, you know, coming second or higher is where we can end up at the end of the season, and that's what we want. That's what we need.
The only thing I would say at the moment is there has been a long delay since the penalty was given to when it's being taken, which does often lead to a little bit of nerves creeping in the mind of our penalty taker, Shaquille Gwengwe, who's not the one currently holding the ball. Dan Carr is, which does make you think potentially Dan Carr might take. He has taken penalties for Hanwell this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I know he was their top scorer, wasn't he, before joining us, which is very odd for a right back, but we've seen how good he is attacking, haven't we? But I don't know, it could be a bit of a ploy just to take away a bit of the pressure from Shaq, but it's a tough one as well, because like being behind, like in terms of how the fans are arranged, having Poole fans behind the goal, it builds good pressure, I guess, because you know that if you score, they're all there waiting for you to to mob you and everything. But equally, if it's the other way around, having all the other fans jeering you, it's a tough one. I don't know. I think I'd rather have my fans behind the goal, to be honest. But it will be Gwengwe to take the penalty, as we probably imagined it would be.
Certainly will be. Shaquille Gwengwe, Paul Town's number 9, up against the number 1 of Berkhamsted from 12 yards out. Charlie Horlock in goal will do his best to put Shaquille Gwengwe off. Gwengwe has been so reliable so far this season. From 12 yards, Gwengwe steps up. And he scores! Shaquille Gwengwe finds the back of the net again in the 89th minute now. And it is Poole Town 2, Berkhamsted 1.
Come on. Oh, that's just gorgeous. Gorgeous penalty. Shaquille Gwengwe, the man who has scored 32 goals now in the league for the Dolphins, and he's hit that emphatically. He's not gone, right for the corner, but he's hammered it. Absolutely hammered it. The goalkeeper goes the wrong way, puts us in the lead, 2-1. And I tell you what, Connor, I didn't think it was going to come. I just thought it was going to be one of those days where we were going to be miserable, reflecting the weather, but no, absolutely brilliant. Forget 6-7, 32, 3-2. That's what matters for us. Shaquille Gwengwe, what a man, what a striker, and I'm just absolutely delighted that karma didn't bite us there.
And look, George, he's missed a few this season, but there was no doubt in anyone's mind there that Shaquille Gwengwe was not going to find the back of the net. He does that over and over again. Ayo's departing for Charlie Davis here. Fantastic performance from Ayo today. Chris Campbell is coming on too. We're into the 90th minute now here at Tattenham. Poole Town are leading by 2-1. I mean, looking back in the first half, I don't think anyone expected this game to go down this route. Berkhamsted taking the lead in the 67th minute through JJ Lacey from the spot. We then equalised through Ayo on the 72nd minute, but Shaquille Gwengwe is that man. He steps up once again in the 90th minute to give us the lead in this one.
Yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant. And I think, when Dan Carr obviously gives away that penalty, he's probably thinking, I've cost us the game. And then, to get that redemption, to get those 2 goals, it's just absolutely brilliant. And I think, Dan coming off as a sub just then, he'll be delighted. But only problem now, Connor, is we've just had 9 minutes added on, which is an absolute nightmare. But yeah, let's see if we can grab another, as Berkhamsted look to get an equaliser, I'm sure. 91 minutes on the clock. There's a lot of argy-bargy over here with the Berkhamsted bench. The linesman not happy with one of the members of the Berkhamsted bench. It's really hard to concentrate to on what's going on in the game, just with this... It looks like it's like an episode of the Kardashians over here, to be honest, Connor.
I mean, it is comical. It really is. The game is still going on. The linesman has been having an argument with the Berkhamsted backroom team for the last, half an hour in this game. Paul breaking forward again here. Salim Saeed trying to play it forward onto Shaquille Gwengwe. He's onside. Gwengwe looking to make it 3-1 here. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper onto his left foot, and it's really good defending by Berkhamsted to get back in there. I mean, that could have been the chance, George, to make it 3-1.
Yeah, it's a huge chance. Salim does so well just to hold the ball up, lays it off to Gwengwe, who himself feels like he has to cut back, and he just sort of did a bit of a Ronaldo chop, didn't he, inside, and unfortunately just couldn't get himself into a position to get a shot away. But this is what the game's going to be like now for the last 7 minutes of the 9 added minutes added on. It's going to be frantic. It's going to be Berkhamsted trying to get themselves an equaliser, and Poole Town will be just trying to kill the game and get that 3rd goal on the counter-attack. But yeah, I think they might have just announced Ayo as player of the match, which I wouldn't be surprised by, to be honest. He's been brilliant today. I think obviously alongside Billy Lowe's, who you said earlier, Connor, was probably your player of the match. I'd agree with that. We're good. The first half was shocking today. I've got to be honest. One of the worst first halves I think we've had this season. But second half, ever since Berkhamsted scored, the game has just been completely different. It's been a really entertaining watch, and I think this is just a sign of a team that is destined to, hopefully to go all the way. Because if we can pull out results in games like this, where we're not playing that well, we're playing against a good team. Berkhamsted, a great team. They've clearly come here with a good game plan to frustrate us and try and get ahead. But as soon as they went ahead, their game plan went out the window. Rush of blood to the head. They just couldn't keep their plan up.
And the linesman's flag is up for the Berkhamsted player. Well, there's 6 minutes of additional time. It's still to play here at Tattenham. There could very easily be another goal in this game. The referee is just having a quick word with one of the Berkhamsted players, trying to get the ball back in position for the restart. Poole Town fans absolutely loving life at the moment, as the Dolphins currently lead by 2-1 here at Tattenham. Shaquille Gwengwe, who else to find the back of the net in the 89th minute from the spot. Doubts over whether or not it was a penalty, but the referee, thankfully, from a Poole Town perspective, pointing to the spot. But there is still time to play. Adam Parks with a free kick here. Well, a big thank you to everyone listening along from home today. We do hope you've enjoyed it. It's always dramatic whenever we commentate on Poole Town games. James Gertine, first tour. Billy Lowe's picks up the pieces onto Slim's side. Slightly heavy touch from him there, and Shaquille Gwengwe has evidently fouled his man. Now Berkhamsted can look to launch an attack. 94 minutes on the clock. We're going to count down every minute that we can, but there were 9 added on. Poole Town fans behind the goal. It's a great sight to see, but the job is not done yet.
Just want to say as well, Connor, you said it was going to be 2-1, didn't you, before the game?
I did, but George, let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Well, let's hope you're right, and let's hope you put money on it.
Goes behind for a Poole Town goal kick, which I'm sure Adam Parks is going to take every second he can with.
No rush.
I got to say though, George, I think it has been a very even contest. I think if it ended level today, I don't think either side could really complain. No,
absolutely. Especially in the first half. I think we had probably the 2 best chances before Berkhamsted scored. Obviously, with Diaz having both of them, and then we also had another one, didn't we, where Gwengwe hit the bar. That was when we were chasing the equaliser. But yeah, I do think it's been a really, really interesting game. Like, we've had probably the 3 best chances bar our goals. And then, Berkhamsted have had quite a lot of good possession. They've looked decent, they look tidy. I wouldn't say they're the sort of team that has any particularly brilliant individuals. I wouldn't say individually they've got anyone that really catches the eye, but they're a good team, they're a good unit. And like I said, I think actually them scoring was the worst thing for them, because they just seem to open up, and all the discipline, all the really well marshalled defending and organisation and structure in the team just went. It's almost like they just got a bit excited and just started playing football rather than working as a team and sticking to their plan.
Here's Salim Saeed now for Poole. Dances round one. He's been brilliant since he come on. To IK Hill. Poole driving forward again. Here's Gwengwe round the corner, looking for Charlie Davis with the chance to make it 3-1. Brilliant stop. The follow-up. Gwengwe scores! And Poole Town have won it again. Shaquille Gwengwe making it 3-1 in the 96th minute, and that is job done.
That's it. That is it. Good night. You don't need anything else than a knockout punch from Shaquille Gwengwe. That is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I think especially when there's so much added time, you just want to kill the game, don't you? You just want to kill the game. You just want to hit them on the counter when they're trying to get back into it. Brilliant move. Fantastic flow move. Full credit to Salim Saeed. He did so well to work the ball out. Obviously, the first shot gets saved well, and it drops to, there was a couple of 2 or 3 Poole Town players lining up to knock in the goal, and Gwengwe now will be delighted to add to his tally. 33 goals for the season for the man in form, and Poole Town marching on to 3 points at Tattenham. And your prediction's wrong, Connor. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I said, George, I said it was not done yet, and I was proven right, as Poole Town have made it 3-1 here. Well, Berkhamsted's coaching staff continue to argue. I don't know if they realise they're 2 goals down with 2 minutes to play, but they continue to argue as the sub hasn't been made yet, as it will be Jamie Wiskin to come on right at the very death here. As Berkhamsted launch it forward once again. Chris Campbell's first to it up in the air. Berkhamsted trying to play their way forward. Slimside looking to get there first. Well, 97 minutes on the clock, probably about 2 or 3 minutes to go. Ryan Campbell away, not away, clear enough, and it's a shot from the edge, and it's into the hands of Parks. He made that look so easy, didn't he, George?
Yeah, he does. He does make goalkeeping look like a real piece of cake, but no, he held it well, bounced it down, and in these conditions, it's not always easy, is it, to pluck a ball from the sky? But no, Parks, he had a great game today, as always. Obviously, nothing he could do about the penalty. It was a really good penalty from Lacey, but just delighted that Poole have managed to get themselves not just the 2 goals required to win the game, but 3 is absolutely brilliant. And they've only got now just under a minute left on the clock, Connor.
Yeah, really not long left to play. Harvey Slade heading it forward. Slimside still battling away. I mentioned how brilliant he has been since he come on. I think he's been the real difference maker today, in all fairness. Ryan Campbell first to it. Into Slimside, who's going to look to get there first. I think it may go out of play on the far side. It's almost job done here, though, George.
Yeah, I think we're still third at the moment, but that's only just because of goal difference, to be fair. Same number of points as Gloucester. But as you can imagine, with Gloucester scoring so many, I think they were 5-0 up against Wimborne. They still are actually 5-0 up against Wimborne, so they've got quite a few goals today. We obviously gained a couple of goals in our goal difference. They gained 5, so we are now third on goal difference. Charlie Davis breaks through. To be fair, Charlie could have had himself a goal for that third goal. It was his strike that was well saved by Hurlock in goal for Horlock, even for Berkhamsted, and then Shaquille Gwangbe, of course, would have been delighted to tuck the ball away. Very good news for Dolphin fans listening, though, which is that it's Gosport 2, Dorchester 2. So our local rivals doing us a bit of a favour, though, in terms of the playoff picture. Having and Waterlooville 3-2 up against Tiverton, Hanwell 3-0 up against Bracknell, Uxbridge thrashing Weymouth 5-1, music to our ears, and actually Walton and Hersham are now 6-2 up at home against Basingstoke, and Farnham managed to get themselves a winner, 1-0 away at Yate Town. So Farnham are definitely marching their way up into a very strong playoff position as well. And Slim Saeed now has the ball on the edge of the box, plays it out on the left hand side to IK Hill, will take on his defender, takes into the box, and he's right through, crossing across, and it's defended well, falls out to Billy Lowe's on the edge of the box, goes to Charlie Davis now, who could win a free kick, but it's waved away by the referee, and Berkhamsted look to take the ball away now into Poole's half end. The full-time whistle goes, and there it is. It's a vital 3 points for the Dolphins in their playoff campaign. Walton and Hersham may be flying high at the top, but Poole Town are not far behind. Gloucester getting an emphatic 5-0 win at home against Wimborne, but we've won 3-1 at home today against Berkhamsted, and we've done the double against the London Outskirters. And I've got to say, a brilliant comeback after what was a really bitter pill to swallow, as Dan Carr took down his man in the box, gave away the penalty, which Lacey emphatically finished, and just as we thought the rain was going to reflect our moods on this Saturday afternoon, Poole Town got themselves back into the game, and it was Shaquille Gwangbe who gave us the lead with a wonderful penalty, a really well struck penalty, putting the goalkeeper wrong-footed before finally on the counter as Berkhamsted looked to equalise in added time. The winner, and I guess the final goal, was Shaquille Gwangbe's.
And we will leave it there for today's commentary. Final score here at Tattenham is Poole Town 3, Berkhamsted 1. Thank you for listening. Up the Dolphins.